The helmets are also very inaccurate. You will only see the tricolor decal on the side and no other decals. A helmet like this never existed at all during the war. They were never produced with only the tricolor decal. And on top of that, after 1941, they weren't produced with the tricolor decal anymore. It would be more accurate to have either no decals or just a branch decal like Aero Luftwaffe on the side. The tricolor only though is just completely inaccurate as it literally never existed at all. It makes me think that the developers did zero research on the helmets and decals when making them, because how do you mess up this bad? Some of the German soldiers are also seen wearing shotgun shell bandoliers, which are completely fictional. Nothing like this was ever worn by German soldiers during the war. As we look at the soldier with the shotgun shell bandolier, we'll notice he's using a Luftwaffe drilling shotgun, which was never given to air units at any point in time during the war. These guns were extremely rare, and as the name implies, only given to Luftwaffe units. When we look at this soldier's helmet though, we can see he's not a Luftwaffe soldier, because for some reason his helmet features a hair decal. It also has a tricolor decal, which makes it inaccurate. As I mentioned before, these shouldn't be on the helmets anymore during this time in the war. But it's just weird that the developers made a more correct hair helmet, but still give them to soldiers who are using guns that only the Luftwaffe used. This is just a complete mess of weapons and gear that a soldier would never be seen using. We also see German soldiers using the MP-28, which is incorrectly named the Waffe-28. This gun is also way too common, and was only ever used by Waffen-SS or police forces, not frontline infantry. It was still rarely ever used by the SS and police, and German forces would instead use the MP-38 or MP-40, even by the later stages of the war. The next weapon inaccuracy is the MG-15. These are shown as the primary MG used by the German machine gunners, when it was nowhere near as common as the MG-34 and 42, which were the standard MGs used by the German army. The MG-15 was way more common in Luftwaffe field divisions, so again, just a complete random assortment of guns given to soldiers who would have rarely ever been seen with them during the war. In World War II, the MG-15 was originally used for anti-air purposes, but converted for ground use later in the war. This gun still shows the anti-air sights and not the correct sights that would be on the converted guns. The MG-15 also used a dual drum mag, not a single drum mag like what's shown. Literally almost everything about this gun is just wrong. It was never this common, it doesn't have the right sights, it doesn't even use the standard magazine, and it was given to the wrong soldiers. This just shows that the developers didn't do enough research when making these, because how do you mess up this bad? All it takes is one Google search to fix half these problems. There are plenty more weapon inaccuracies, but they're small, so I'll go over them quickly now. The suppressor for the M3 Grease gun was built into the barrel, so it wouldn't be able to be detached and reattached like this. You'd have to take off the entire barrel, not just the suppressor. This weapon was one of the only weapons that could use the suppressor in World War II though, so I'll cut them some slack because at least they didn't just make something up like they usually do. On top of that, this weapon was very rare and only given to airborne, tankers, or special forces units. The S.O.E agents are also seen using the M3 Grease gun, which is even more rare for them to be using. They should be using the Sten gun instead.